Hello, welcome to Woman with Bunny Ears, Season 1, Episode 2. Coming at you live from the Bailey, Southwest, 2021.
Yes.
And we will be discussing the Peanuts Christmas special, the Charlie Brown Christmas. I am your host, waiting for a train, Flashy Man. And this is my co-host, waiting for a plane, Jason.
Hello.
Alright, and so we're discussing the Charlie Brown Christmas special. What is the actual name of, the technical name?
I believe it is called A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Alright,
It is a 1965 animated television special. It is the first TV special based on the comic strip Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz.
Wow.
Produced by Lee Mendelson and directed by Bill Melendez. The program made its debut on CBS on December 9th,
You have an encyclopedic knowledge of this topic.
An
crazy.
encyclopedic knowledge that was sourced from many, many different people
Yeah, so
that have given this to me specifically.
a wide breadth of... for copyright reasons, you need to read out the URL of the Wikipedia page you're reading.
Does Wikipedia have that copyright?
Yes, the Wikipedia's copyright is explicitly you give them permission to license your contribution to Wikipedia, and then whoever uses it just has to say the Wikipedia URL.
Okay, well, it is en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki A_Charlie_Brown_Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So if anybody wants to go to that page, just
Yeah,
type
you
all that in.
can read the rest of the page now. We're good.
Okay.
We're
In the
covered.
special, Charlie Brown finds himself depressed despite the onset of the cheerful holiday season. Lucy.
That's a little bit too clinical for my taste.
It's quite clinical. Lucy is a psychiatrist, actually. Very clinical. She's not a clinical psychiatrist. She's just a 6-year-old girl.
Yes.
But anyway, she suggests that he direct a neighborhood Christmas play. But his best efforts are ignored and mocked by his peers, much like Christ, when he chooses a real but puny Christmas tree as a centerpiece.
Yes.
After Linus speaks of the true meaning of Christmas, which will be revealed in this episode, the neighborhood decorates the tree as a Christmas gift to Charlie
Wait,
Brown.
does this say which will be revealed in this episode? Oh, in the episode we're doing right now.
Yes, no, not in Charlie Brown Christmas.
No, they had the fake
false
meaning of
meaning,
Christmas with the Antichrist and whatnot.
Yes. Hillary Clinton.
Santa Claus.
Well, have you ever seen them in the same room?
Yes, but I can't talk about that here.
Well,
I fear for my life. So I think it's a pretty okay movie.
Mm-hmm.
My only problem with it is not a lot happens in this movie, and then also my mom has tricked me into watching it an inordinate amount of times by forgetting that we've already watched it. And then I watch it again, and I'm like, nothing much happened in this movie. There's sort of the 3-beat plot of Charlie Brown picks the tree, nobody likes the tree, and then everyone says, actually, this tree is cool and based. And then
isn't that the charm of it? It has the classic plot structure. Honestly, the first time I saw it...
Yeah, but it takes so long.
It's 20 minutes.
Wait, is it?
It's really short, yeah.
In my memory, it takes years to watch.
Yes, I agree. Let's see the runtime on Wikipedia.
Was it down there? Yeah.
25.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Well, that's shorter than I expected.
Yes, and it was a $96,000 budget. It's on 4x3 35mm film.
What's that in 2021 dollars?
Let's find out.
We could probably do an estimate if...
We could, but... It's on the wrong side, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, we're good. $121,000.
What was it made in 2008?
Oh, wait, this is... Oh, no.
I'm surprised Google just picked 2008 to be the amount of
this Google
time
search
at
made
which
no sense. Okay, but now it's asking for... Okay. Value of 96, comma, where's... What?
I thought, since we're recording this live, I wouldn't have to edit it at all.
No, you don't.
But I didn't expect all this hot inflation adjustment action to...
Well, how do you search for this?
I don't know.
No, I don't. Okay, inflation calculator. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Calculate. $833,000 today.
All right.
Got it.
My understanding is that even the most rinky-dink movie, for some reason, cost $1 million to make.
Yes.
So I think they still came in under budget, which is...
Probably. I mean, I wonder how much of the profit that they saw directly, but yes.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to bring up about this movie is that they seem to have 15 total frames of animation for the whole movie.
That's probably a good estimate, but how many frames is that in 2021?
That, I mean, it's like 50 frames. So you gotta,
Okay.
you know. I do, my shortcut for estimating inflation, if it's like from the 50s or 60s, is I think about how the Motel 6 used to be $6, and now it's $60.
Interesting.
And it was started in like the 50s, 60s or something.
Yeah. That's a good heuristic.
Yeah, so I just multiply by 10, and that'll work for maybe another decade, and then I'll need to think of something else.
Something else for the 60s specifically.
Or I'll keep staying at Motel 6s.
Do you have another heuristic to adjust for that? Like every 10 years you could subtract some amount now?
I mean, there's something like
enough.
if it's between the 60s and now, I just assume things were half as expensive.
Yeah, that seems to work.
Yeah.
But
so I think the true meaning of Christmas is, surprisingly enough, the Great Pumpkin.
Interesting.
Yes. I mean, it's just like, Great Pumpkin is God, I'm pretty sure.
They do worship it as an idol in that one, I believe.
Yes, and if the Catholic Church has taught us anything, we're going to co-opt that and just say, yeah, that was a saint or something.
That was a saint. That was that Satan
good old
demon.
Saint Pumpkin.
Pumpkinhead, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that picture of End of Evangelion, but it's the Great Pumpkin and Charlie
I have
Brown?
not.
Oh, it's pretty good.
If only this was
a visual medium.
Visual medium, yes. The audience.
The
to
audience.
Imagine the pumpkin, but
if you just imagine
orange.
if you imagine it in your head,
yeah,
it's basically exactly that.
Yeah. Well, they've all seen End of Evangelion,
right? That was,
and they've all seen pumpkins.
They've all seen Charlie Brown at Christmas, which doesn't
true.
have the Great Pumpkin in it.
No.
So,
but
yeah, they have seen
it
the
does
pumpkin.
in subtext. You have access to the object directly through
Yes.
what it is built around. Even though that was a later special, because as we established from Wikipedia, that was the first Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's true.
Special is Charlie Brown Christmas, yes.
Which is interesting, because I think the Great Pumpkin is more iconic, Charlie Brownie. I guess the Dinky Little Tree is pretty iconic.
The Dinky Little Tree is very iconic. The singing at the end, the harp.
They have sort of a druidic attachment to all these plants and their religious festivals in Charlie Brown land.
Well, there are seasonal festivals. That is the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Is that the saints and the seasons do line up. Because what else are you going to do with your life?
No. I do appreciate how many feast days they have in the Catholic calendar.
Yeah.
It's like, every couple of days, what if we had a feast?
Yeah, what if we had a feast because this guy was tortured to death?
Yeah, but he was really cool while he did it.
He was really cool, and then a city named after him sprung up around the corpse.
Yeah.
And now people live in it.
Yeah, and what really sprung up around his corpse was a pumpkin patch.
The Great Pumpkin Patch, yes.
Well, the pumpkin patch itself is normal, I think. It's just the Great Pumpkin comes from the patch.
Wouldn't that make it great? I mean, this would be like the Virgin Mary, is that she's great because
it's the Immaculate Pumpkin Patch.
Yes,
right?
yes. Nobody had sex with that pumpkin. Except for God.
No. Wait. I actually don't know enough about pumpkin biology. I was gonna say, like all pumpkins, they reproduce asexually, but that's not true because plants get pollinated. But I guess
what pollinates the pumpkin seed?
Like bees and stuff.
Really?
They have flowers. I assume.
Did they just,
the pumpkin plant has flowers.
Don't the seeds just go in the ground and then something comes up?
Yeah, but to make the seed.
Right.
They get, like all plants, I assume.
I guess that is how plants work, huh?
Pretty usually.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Anyway. But, plants can sometimes self-pollinate, so that's probably how the Immaculate Pumpkin plant happened.
Self-pollinate. Maybe that's what happened with Jesus.
Yeah, I think that's the subtext.
And we've solved the meaning of Christmas.
We did. That was the meaning of Christmas.
Self-pollination.
You want to solve the true meaning of Hanukkah next?
I don't. I like the aesthetics of Hanukkah. Like a little candle.
Well, the true meaning. Oh, don't worry about that.
Beeping at the airport.
Yeah. That's just the door you're not supposed to open.
Yeah. Well, that guy's opening it with impunity.
I'm pretty sure the true meaning of Hanukkah was. Some Jews were like, "Oh, Christmas looks fun. Do we have any wintry holidays we could maybe have our own?" Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
that one.
The holidays naturally coalesce around the seasons, much like Charlie Brown does.
Much like Charlie Brown.
He's never in there's never a regular time of year for him. It's always some kind of seasonal event going on.
Do you think maybe he just has seasonal depression? We've only seen him in winter and fall.
In fall, I mean, I'm sure there's other Charlie Brown specials that we haven't seen. I've only seen those two.
I don't know if there are more Charlie Browns, but you better pull up Wikipedia again.
I guess okay. Let's find out.
Because I think there's that one you brought up with your favorite song.
Oh, that was the pumpkin one. That's the Great Pumpkin Waltz, but done by Chick Corea. As a tribute to Vince. I can't pronounce his name.
I see.
But yes, it was very edgy at the time to have that. Not edgy, but they have that kind of jazz soundtrack. It's almost Charlie Brown wasn't a high enough production to deserve such a good soundtrack, is what people thought. But it worked out.
Yeah.
And it's barely loading. The reception is not good at the airport. I could be reading Wikipedia to these people.
Ironically, it would be faster to get someone else from somewhere with good internet to fly in and tell us about Charlie Brown.
Okay, well, I'll call somebody and see if they can fly in. Okay. One of these hyperlinks.
I assume it would be like the thing where it said the first animated. No,
that's going to link to animated
to
television
the concept
specials
of
in general. Yes, which.
Maybe comics for
What is
Peanuts?
that? Oh no, that's animation. Wow. Okay, those are separate links. Yeah, Peanuts probably would work.
It's going to be somewhere in here.
Peanuts achieved considerable success with its television specials, several of which including A Charlie Brown Christmas and It's the Great Pumpkin.
Wait, that television specials might specifically link to Peanuts television specials. Yeah, we got it.
It did. I thought it would link to television and then specials, which isn't really a concept. Maybe?
Well, a television special. They probably have a Wikipedia page for that.
Okay.
But anyhow.
The successful comic strip Peanuts by Charles M. Schultz.
Wait, don't read it. I don't want to read out this URL as well. But there are...
What URL?
There are 45 animated specials.
We just knew that off the top of our heads.
Yeah.
Number of specials from the top of my head is 45.
45, yes. Yeah. I can name about 45 of them.
Yes, which we will now do. No.
I wonder if can you tell me any details about these 45 specials? They might be further ounday the age pay.
I have to consult the deep concept of my the depths of my mind, my noggin.
It's probably how on the Wikipedia page they'll have like a bunch of generic knowledge, and then there'll be like the final section is like list of all of the Charlie Brown animated specials.
Yes. Wow. Okay, here's a nice tidbit, which I won't read, but
just if you just gloss it,
Well, it was may or may not have been on network television for 50 years. These holiday specials before they moved to Apple TV Plus streaming service in 2020, which made them very hard to find. There's not a good version of them on the internet. If you try to torrent it, so there's an issue with the ending because they sing "Hark the Herald Angels Singing" by I also can't pronounce his name, Mendelssohn, whatever, great composer, but as they sing it at the very end, there's that, they sing like, glory to the newborn, and they do it kind of an octave up, and it's this surprise, and it's wonderful, and it just kind of, the music's there. and it ends with the credits and, the song. It resolves the note. But if you look at the versions that are normally broadcast, they fade out at the credits for some reason. So the song just never resolves. You just hear them sing.
You know why that is? It's because Christ hasn't come back yet.
That's exactly it. Now
you have to wait for the Great Pumpkin. Which begins with that same musical note. Yes, just to let you know what's going on.
This got scary, and now this hellhound is barking.
Yes. Yeah, well, we are at the gates of hell.
We really are.
In the, the airport gate of hell.
Mm-hmm. People often say California is a satanic place. You can feel as you fly in here. Is that
mostly you say that, but yeah.
Yes, well, I am a person.
Yes.
But I've heard it from other people.
I guess.
And I'm glad you remembered that I say that, because I do.
Yeah.
It's true. You ever hear the song Californication?
I have. I have heard that.
The song is not about that, but I assume it is.
Yeah.
I assume that's in the song.
Yeah.
California's bad.
More like California Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was intentional on their part. Or what was that bear's name that's on the California flag?
Monarch.
I thought it was Satan.
Pretty close.
Yes.
Pretty close, am I right?
I guess, yeah. Satan means adversary, which is the same word as monarch.
But he's the king of hell, kind of.
Sort of.
Depending on who you think.
Yeah,
who you listen to.
The Bible's very inconsistent about. Yeah. They're all different demon characters. It's really
true.
Not a consistent one, but
true. When will that little kid hit that football?
He's dead.
He is dead.
He killed himself from all the seasonal depression, probably.
Oh, we didn't figure out if he was ever happy or sad in the springtime.
I wonder if Wikipedia says... Well, there must be some kind of spring...
There's, at the bottom, I'm sure there's a link, and then maybe one will be like the...
tree.
No, that's the tree.
I need to go to the other one,
Oh, yeah.
Television special. No, okay, that went to the general concept. Okay, I have to go to Peanuts.
Then television special.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's right there.
Okay, and then... see also history.
Wait, does the see also like a list of them?
No, it just says
Peanuts filmography.
Ah, yes.
Okay. Feature films, educational films, television, web series.
Well, okay, they're really long.
Yeah, there must be a lot of text. So
there's Charlie Brown's AllStars.
What?
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. You're in Love, Charlie Brown.
Oh, he's in love.
Man. Here's Your Dog, Charlie Brown.
He probably falls in love in like the spring because he's got the seasonal mania. Yes. And then he gets the seasonal depression in the winter. That's the true meaning of Peanuts.
Unreciprocated. It was a short summer, Charlie Brown. So he was barely in summer. This is probably contributing. Play It Again, Charlie Brown. You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown. Oh, my.
Oh, I may have seen You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown.
Yes. Maybe he's a neo-reactionary. There's No Time for Love, Charlie Brown. Wow, he does not. Wow. He has a bad time with the ladies. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
I believe I've seen that.
It's a mystery, Charlie Brown.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. Another very Christian one.
That seems derivative of the Great Pumpkin. Be
My Valentine, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
You're a Good Sport, Charlie Brown. It's Arbor Day, Charlie Brown. That one's bullshit. That one did not need a Christmas special.
Hey, for Arbor Day, I got this like really dinky tree to celebrate Arbor Day.
It's Your First Kiss, Charlie Brown. Okay, he's
got
getting
a first
better.
Kiss.
What a Nightmare, Charlie Brown. Oh no.
Nightmare on Charlie Brown Street.
Or What a Nightmare, Charlie Brown. Or how would you inflect that? There's an exclamation point, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You're the greatest, Charlie Brown. Is he?
I guess, canonically.
Canonically, he's the best.
She's a good skate, Charlie Brown.
That sounds like some old-timey innuendo. Life is a Circus, Charlie Brown.
That one probably has a circus in it.
Probably depressing as well. It's Magic, Charlie Brown.
That's weird.
Someday You'll Find Her, Charlie Brown. Poor guy.
Oh.
A Charlie Brown celebration. I wonder what they're celebrating. They've gotten so developed. They've abstracted out the need to have any specific holiday or reason for celebration, and now they're just onto the concept of celebrations themselves.
Oh.
Is this goodbye, Charlie Brown?
They've realized they're getting too abstract, and they're asking
leaving.
if they can make more Charlie Brown specials.
It's an adventure, Charlie Brown. Now, what's the subject of this sentence?
The adventure. It's the pronoun it referring to the adventure.
An adventure is an adventure.
This adventure is an adventure. I mean, you don't know what it is until you specify it's an adventure.
That's
but it
true.
is implicitly still the subject.
Yes.
Yes.
What have we learned, Charlie Brown? A tribute. We learned about subjects. It's Flash Beagle, Charlie Brown? You're the Flash authority. I will let you handle that word.
I assume, out of the blue, I assume it's a Flash Gordon reference.
Yes.
But now Snoopy is like Flash Beagle.
Based. Snoopy's getting married, Charlie Brown.
Wow.
And he's marrying Flash Gordon.
Probably.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. Is he aging as these go on?
No.
Happy New Year, Charlie Brown. No, he was not aging. There has been 1 year between 1965 and 1986 when Happy New Year, Charlie Brown came out. Wait, what is this?
These are like
What? Okay, I'm gonna ignore that.
That's the release history.
Snoopy, the musical. It's the girl in the red truck, Charlie Brown.
That's weird.
That's
I
okay.
think Charlie Brown's love interest has red hair, but I don't know why she's also in a red truck.
Do you have a red truck?
No.
Have you ever been in one?
No. Sorry to disappoint you.
I was going to say that's unlikely, but that's actually very possible.
Read the next title.
Why, Charlie Brown? Why?
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Snoopy's reunion.
I guess he got married and then, like, he left his wife?
Yeah, he just went back with his dog to being 7. It's spring training, Charlie Brown. That's not a good... Oh, this one's unaired.
Unaired?
Yeah, wow.
That's crazy.
It's Christmas time again, Charlie Brown.
He may have aged at least 1 year.
You were in the Super Bowl, Charlie Brown. How is he in the Super Bowl? He's a 7-year-old boy. The linebackers are like 300 pounds. You're going to lose the Super Bowl.
Maybe he's like in a Snoopy Imagine spot about being in the Super Bowl. Maybe he's in the Snoopy Bowl.
It was is that? I wonder if that would be a hyperbole. It was my best birthday ever, Charlie Brown.
I like that because it's not like Charlie Brown's best birthday ever.
Who is speaking?
It's some guy, and he's like, "This is my best birthday ever,
Some
Charlie
other guy's
Brown.
birthday.
Thanks for being here."
And you're not invited.
Oh no!
Otherwise, you wouldn't have to be told about this. Clearly, he wasn't there. This was also unaired. It's the Pied Piper, Charlie Brown. They're unaired because they go straight to DVD. That's why. A Charlie Brown Valentine.
All right.
February 14th, 2002. They skipped 2001. A Charlie Brown's Christmas Tales.
I figure at some point they must have changed the animation style, but I don't know.
Surely. And somehow, even though I'm sure they have more frames, I bet it looks worse.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I do like
This is a bad title.
Yeah?
Lucy Must Be Traded, Charlie Brown.
See, this goes back to how he was on the Super Bowl.
Yo.
And they were like, we would have won, except every time I tried to go for the field goal, our Lucy over there just like pulled it away.
Oh my god.
She valued seeing the look on my face more than she valued
What
winning
a
the
horrible
Super Bowl.
draft pick. Number 1 draft pick is for the special teams, Lucy. I want a dog for Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Is this someone asking Charlie Brown for Snoopy?
He doesn't have another dog. Wow, that would be
Wait,
big of
no.
him.
Snoopy is, at this point, married and reuned with his wife. Presumably. So...
Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Yes.
So they might have puppies at this point that Charlie Brown could give away for Christmas.
A lot of time has passed here, and it's on Veterans Day.
That's true. Charlie Brown is a veteran.
Yes. He's a bully, Charlie Brown. Who is he?
Deep in 2006, Charlie Brown is now being bullied.
Happiness is a warm blanket, Charlie Brown.
That appears to be a reference to happiness as a warm gun.
Yes. I wonder if Charlie Brown owns a gun.
Wait a minute. I think this is a reference to, like, how Linus has a blanket, and he's like, "I love my blanket, Charlie Brown. I can't."
Is Linus happy?
I guess the blanket is happy.
Well, I don't know if we could assign that to a blanket, but one has to imagine the blanket is happy. Yes. Yeah. And that is the last of the television specials, but they also have documentary specials.
Those are going to be like, oh, Charles Schultz made the Peanuts.
Yes, Charlie Brown and Charles Schultz. That's one of them. Happy anniversary, Charlie Brown. Some of these have.
Those aren't
It's your 20th television anniversary, Charlie Brown.
These don't add anything to the Charlie Brown
You don't
canon.
look 40, Charlie Brown.
He doesn't look 40. I mean, he's bald somehow.
A making of a Charlie Brown Christmas. See, that has its own page. And it has a bonus episode, I Want a Dog for Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Oh, I see.
Do they have a documentary for all the individual Are they that iconic?
It's efficient. No, that's the thing. Like, documentaries take a lot less money and time to make for some reason. And so, if you get a movie, you might as well make a making-of documentary about it.
Well, they definitely did that for the last Charlie Brown Christmas special, or television celebration, because they have a documentary called Happiness is Finding the Right Voice.
Ooh. That's not very clever either.
No, neither of them are clever. The warm blanket's sort of clever. But...
Yeah, sort of.
And now we're on to collections. One of them is Snoopy in Space.
That's pretty cool.
Which is a whole collection.
Is that... What's it a collection of?
Primetime TV specials in chronological order of their original production and airing. Each volume of the collection contains 2 specials on 2 DVDs, with each volume covering half a decade. There's a lot of symmetry in there.
Yeah, they really planned this one out.
Yes, this was meticulous.
But I don't remember Snoopy being in space in any of these specials.
But in the collection, that's a really misleading title, honestly.
Oh, wait. Okay, I think this is a collection of the Charlie Brown and Snoopy show. So, like, this is a different...
no, because this is below that, and this is for the TV specials.
Yeah, but... Oh, yeah. Never mind. So I don't know how Snoopy got to be in space.
Yeah. Snoopy the psychiatrist, he's not qualified for that.
He may be more qualified than Lucy.
Snoopy's football career, yeah, he wouldn't move the football like she would. She's actively counterproductive.
Yeah.
She's a bureaucrat. Snoopy's robot.
Wait, what?
Snoopy's robot. That's one of the episodes. They had a lot of ideas.
Yeah, I don't know if Schultz would have approved of Snoopy.
This is America, Charlie Brown miniseries. This is where he goes to war. The Mayflower Voyagers. Oh, he was on a slave ship.
I don't think
the Birth of the Constitution. They didn't have slaves in the Mayflower? I guess they didn't. I've been reading too much of the 1619 Project. And the Mayflower came over and...
I prefer the 69-420 Project.
Oh. And I'm sure that'll be on here.
Yes.
The Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk. Wow, he was in for everything. The NASA space station. They really... Well, I guess those are kind of...
I wonder if these are composed like Charlie Brown is in history at these events.
The building of the Transcontinental Railroad. Now, that one did have slaves.
Yeah, Charlie Brown is enslaved on the railroad.
Charlie Brown is a Chinese man.
And he's, so is Linus. And they're like, I don't know how we're going to get out of this one, Charlie Brown.
Music and Heroes of America. And now we're just at Peanuts. But, there's a 2016 show called Peanuts. Yeah,
yeah, right.
That's it for my mind was getting off because I don't want to read the URL.
Your mind palace.
Yes. Yeah, I made a memory palace, which is a very effective technique.
They can't copyright just a list of all of the Peanut specials.
You'd be surprised if people can copyright.
Not in America.
We're going to copyright this.
That's true, but we've added flavor and commentary to it.
We've added spice.
Spice.
Mostly though, it was just reading the list.
That was half of it. That's the uncopyrightable half of the list. Except this is actually like a performance. This recording is copyrighted.
We're here in front of a live airport audience.
Even though, much like how an orchestra can play a public domain piece of music and then it becomes copyrighted, that performance of that.
We should pivot to that.
We should.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're doing this.
I don't know. I don't either, but
I'd like to tell you a very, very touching fact about Peanuts.
please.
So Charles Schultz, he was doing his last Peanut strips.
Mm-hmm.
His health had been failing for years. It was getting harder and harder for him to draw.
He has a severe peanut allergy. But he loved peanuts so much, he worked through it. And it killed him.
And so people were asking, hey, are you ever going to let Charlie Brown kick the football? And he was like, oh, no. I couldn't let that happen. Couldn't do that to him. And then he, wrote his last strip, and he signed it. And then he started crying, and he said that kid never got to kick that football.
Poor man. That cruel man.
Yeah, well, he wrote himself into a corner there, so.
Yeah, I mean, not only does he get to torture this kid, but then he gets to feel bad about it and gets to feel good for feeling bad about all of the torture. Oh, I did such horrible things to him. Oh, poor me.
I think that's, it's a very fitting end to Peanuts, to end Peanuts triumphantly, never letting the kid kick the ball, and then realize, wait, he never got to kick the ball.
Would that have been a better Christmas special, as instead of them all, singing that Christmas chant for the Great Pumpkin to come back in a surprise twist? What if they're just never nice to Charlie Brown? What if they just don't like Charlie Brown, and then
That's
Charlie
true.
Brown just walks around, he just goes home alone, and
Charlie Brown the Despicable.
listens to music by himself, and he's just frowning while the other kids frolic outside on Christmas. And his parents say, womp, 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 and they're arguing. They're getting divorced soon.
It's sort of like a jazz quartet, because they're arguing.
Yes.
And then the last 5 minutes of the special would cut to real live footage of Charles Schultz crying. And then...
Much like End of Evangelion.
Yes.
They're intimately related.
They are intimately related.
Yes. Fun fact,
as that
Charles
meme
Schultz
I referenced
was directly inspired by End of Evangelion.
Yes. That's why we did them in this order.
Yes.
Got anything else you want to say about Charlie Brown Christmas? Anything we may have missed?
I just want to say how touching I find the ending. It really gets to me every time.
It is nice.
It's such a nice rendition of the song.
Okay.
I believe it's on Spotify. And so are we, in theory.
We could be on Spotify.
Yes.
We are sound.
We are sound.
Yes. Well, I guess I don't really have anything else to say about
we really solved it
Charlie
with the whole
Brown
pumpkin
Christmas.
thing.
That's true.
That was it.
I imagine there may have been a Snoopy spot in A Charlie Brown Christmas because, you're making the first Peanuts animated special. You gotta put in a little Snoopy action.
Yeah, he does an iconic dance and he plays the piano.
True.
Maybe. Does he play the piano, or is that somebody else? I believe he plays the piano.
I believe he plays the piano.
Yes. Even though he's a dog.
Yes. Which makes him at least the second most talented Peanuts cast member.
Easily.
And he's also the most talented psychiatrist of all the Peanuts cast members.
He's a lot better than whatever that
And
lady's
Lucy.
name. And he's the most talented special teams player.
Yeah.
If he had gone to the Super Bowl,
he would have won.
He would have won. He wouldn't have moved the football right on the
Yeah.
Yes, he would have also prevented Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction.
He would have made it larger.
Yes.
The malfunction.
Snoopy is a sick man.
He is. He's a man stuck in a dog's body.
He probably is. That was probably some kind of curse from the Great Pumpkin. Otherwise, how would you get such a demonic presence in that dog?
That's actually Charles Schultz. After he died, he was reincarnated as Snoopy in his own comic strip.
So he merged with the pumpkin?
Yeah.
So he just is a comic person now?
Yeah. forever.
That makes sense.
Forever.
I mean, there's lots of romantic, metaphysical poems about living on forever in your poetry.
True.
And none of them did it, except for Charles.
None of them did it, except for Charles. See, Charles was, like, actually kind of a good person in life, so he didn't have to become Charlie. He got to become Snoopy.
Wow, I just made that connection.
Yeah.
Charles Schultz must hate himself.
You know. You make the funny cartoon. You don't really
you
think
have your
about it
millions
that
of
much.
dollars. They should, he should be more like the Dilbert guy. Yeah.
You mean alive?
Well, that too, but more of like that, this Facebook channel I've been getting into recently. It's like libertarian guys with Asian wives, and they just meme. But that's Dilbert, I think. I don't know what his wife looks like, but he seems like one of those. And if I was one of those guys, I don't think I'd be sad.
No.
Just be rocking out.
Yeah, they seem like they're having fun.
You know.
All right, well, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown.
I can't believe I noticed that Snoopy became Flash Gordon, but later protested that he had never been to space.